Hello, 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 my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. If you're here, please take a second to put a like. I would appreciate it very much. And say hello in the chart so I know, say hello in the chat so I know that you're here. Also, as always, before we begin, you can join my Patreon private group by following this link. It's here in the chat. It will also be left in the comments down below and in the description of this video once the live is over. There basically have all my market updates, everything that I'm doing with my main portfolio, known as the Millionaire Spreadsheet Play, my 100x coins, done extensive research on and all that good stuff, basically. Hello, hello, everyone. All right, before I say hi to everyone as always, and before we answer some questions, we're going to talk about what's currently happening in the morning. Jesus Christ, what's my brain today? What's happening in the markets? Currently, the market hasn't moved. So XRP, is still stuck at roughly 50 cents, currently at 49 cents, in the range that we've been expecting during the lawsuit pump. It should trace back to the area that we expected. My stance on XRP currently is that I am holding my XRP. I'm not selling or buying any XRP here. I'm holding my long-term bag that I hold to play the whole cycle. I believe that it will pump with the rest of the market in a euphoria phase. Same goes for all my altcoins that I've accumulated after 85 to even 80% to 99% crashes. And same goes for Bitcoin and Ethereum, although Ethereum is an altcoin, but it's kind of like one of those metrics that you use to measure the market. So I'm not selling anything and I'm not buying for my main play. Us for XRP, as I mentioned earlier, if we do get some fantastic entries in the roughly 30 cent to the 5 cent range, we're going to be swing trading XRP. And every single swing trade will be anywhere from 50 to 150% profit, roughly 100% on average, maybe somewhere around like 75, 85, 80%, somewhere around that. And you'll be surprised how you can multiply your bags if you're simply patient and if you get the trade, how far $10,000 can go within 5 years of simply catching roughly 100% pumps. I believe since 2017 or 2018, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there were 13 pumps that were at least 100% in size. Many of them were around 180 or 200%. But as always, even in trades, you don't have to cash the exact top if you're playing roughly 100%. If you had done that 13 times, do the math, you would have made insane ROI. And that's exactly what we're going to do in my Patreon. If we get those wonderful entries, we're going to swing trade XRP and we're going to make wonderful profits before the euphoria phase commences. And euphoria phase is basically where our main play, the Millionaire Spreadsheet, is going to kick in, where many altcoins and Bitcoin are going to take off, and we're going to start seeking profits and getting out of the market, basically. Currently, once again, we've had a lot of noise. During this noise, Bitcoin still held the roughly 24,800 zone. High and low is still holding, no matter what's being said out there. I haven't seen any effective FUD. I haven't seen any effective news that would deliver us new lows. So there's not really much to talk about there, unless you're a trader who's playing these little moves and using heavy leverage to make a lot of money. Nothing significant has happened in the market whatsoever besides noise and arguments and bickering. It is very difficult. You can tell that currently we're in a depression phase of the market, which I also call the accumulation phase for some coins, but the accumulation phase has finished for some coins like Ethereum and let's say Bitcoin, but it's still there for many other coins. But anyway, it's known as the depression phase, but I call it the accumulation phase. You can tell why is it called the depression phase, because so many people are depressed. Personally, how I'm able to tell that, well, because time frame wise we're there roughly as always, and the percentage crashes are there roughly as always, anywhere from 80% to 99% crashes. We're currently in that range. And time frame wise, people are very tired whenever you try to say something factual, whenever you state basically something based on mathematics, or you simply talk about the past and you talk about facts, right? Like simple, straight out facts. You get extremely angry people who will argue with you about anything. Simply say that you should diversify triggers maximalists of different coins, mainly Bitcoin and XRP maximalists, because they've always been the most hardcore maximalists in the markets. And you can tell basically that people are depressed. Simply saying they should diversify and that no coin out there is special already basically gets a lot of people very angry and upset. The important part to remember is that that every single phase in the market ends. The depression phase is going to end. The accumulation phase has already ended in some coins. If we get new lows, and nobody knows if we will, but if we do, we're going to use some of the sideline capital on the side that we have to accumulate the new lows. If not, we'll simply hold the positions that we have that we're going to be selling for very wonderful and amazing profits in euphoria stage. And that's that. We're currently in a position, my members, that all we have to do is be patient. We literally can't lose. We've done this twice before, and this is going to be the third cycle where we're going to do it once again. What I can say is that I once again reiterate, I'm not buying or selling any coins at this point. I've bought coins either much lower, or if some of the coins have gone lower where I bought them, I still don't think the dollar value is good enough to add to them. So I would say right now that nobody should be accumulating Bitcoin at these prices. I would say that nobody should be accumulating Ethereum at these prices. And I would say that nobody should be accumulating XRP at these prices, and many other blue chip and mid cap holds. I personally will not be accumulating here. However, there are many altcoins that you can accumulate out there. And if you're interested in those altcoins that I personally believe that can be accumulated, that I believe will deliver 50 to maximum 100x profits in the euphoria phase, some of them, not all of them, I suggest you join my $99 tier on Patreon. Every single coin has a separate post explaining why I bought it, the research I've done on it, where I bought it, at what price, the amount I bought it, and the take profit strategy, and showing take profit for every coin. So I highly suggest you go and buy that and throw little amounts of money at these coins, because some of these coins are going to pop incredibly hard. Just like, for example, in the last cycle, when I was buying BNB at below $5 and saying it's going to go to $500 and give me 100x, I was called an idiot because it's an exchange coin. And I was saying that you should diversify the different coins with different narratives. So I had XRP, great utility coin. I had Link, another utility coin. I had Bitcoin, which is basically something you need to have. Ethereum, something that you need to have. And for example, I had BNB because it was an exchange coin. And basically a lot of different coins, right? I had Doge because it was a meme coin, and again, a different narrative. And people were calling me an idiot, but the fact of the matter is that both BNB and exchange coin and Doge, a meme coin, outperformed all the other, every single utility coin that I had in my portfolio. And the best utility coin that did well in my portfolio was VT, giving me an 80x. My best profit that I laddered out was 80x, and for BNB it was 100x. The point I'm trying to make is that you should not listen to any people who are telling you that you should ignore any narratives out there. I make sure to diversify into different coins with different narratives, even like the use cases are different with different utility coins. I have some privacy coins, some, NFT related coins, gaming coins, AI coins, exchange coins. You should get it all, because I promise you that some of these coins in my portfolio are going to pump much harder than some of the utility coins in your portfolio or my portfolio. I know that it triggers people because they think that utility is a good way to measure what the coin is going to do. We can see by looking at the market, we can tell that that's complete nonsense. Utility is not a metric to measure how much ROI, percentage gain, a coin is going to deliver. Utility is a metric that can be used for you to invest in a coin, because you have to understand that utility is important for many people out there, that they measure the value of a coin. It makes people feel safe to buy a coin with a utility and a good use case behind it, because they feel like they're buying a coin that has a bright future. Whereas all that coin does, whereas the rest of the coins out there, is pump hard, and sometimes not even not all of them pump hard, and then all of them absolutely drop at least 90%, and as much as 97, 99%. We're talking about the best utility coins out there, and many of these best utility coins go to zero or don't deliver well and only pump like 500% or something for a phase. So the point I'm trying to make is, this is one of the things that people were upset about with me recently when I decided to I think it was just yesterday, for the first time in like a year, decided to engage with some people on Twitter and simply talk about factual information, and it really upset people. You can tell that maximalists will never, you can never reason with maximalists. That's why they're maximalists. And that's exactly why to this day they haven't made money. That's exactly why they make money off YouTube, off monetized Twitter. And that's exactly why 80% of investors in crypto lose money, because they choose to invest with emotions instead of logic. They choose to be fans of certain projects like Bitcoin maxis, for example, instead of making profits. For example, Bitcoin maximalists, yeah, they make good money. Like 2,000% is, of course, a good profit in the crypto, but they missed out on coins like Dogecoin, which delivered crazy ROI. They missed out on the 10,000% pump on BNB, 8,000% pump on VET, insane, like what 16,000% pump on ADA. So I missed out on a lot of things simply because they were maximalists of Bitcoin. Same goes for many other maximalists of other altcoins out there, right? Like Link Marines, who came in late into the market, right? I had Link in my portfolio, pretty much called the top perfect. I retweeted that on Twitter. My top for Link was $50. The actual top was at $52.88. So the point I'm trying to make is you need to diversify this market. It's been proven that diversification works. It's been proven by results. I mean, I just tweeted the other day also on Twitter, basically, what happens if like 7 coins in your portfolio go to zero and the other 3 do 25x profit, right? You're still going to exit the market with wonderful, wonderful profits, wonderful profits. You can take $10,000, throw $1,000 into 10 coins, 6 of them going to zero, the other 4 do 25x, you're out with $100,000. So you invested 10, 6 went to zero, the other 4 turned into 100 G's. So, the point I'm trying to make is diversification works. I know diversification works because it has changed my life. I made me financially free. I can tell you that diversification works no matter what maximalists tell you, right? There are so many people out there who talk absolute nonsense and they have nothing to show for it, right? So, who give you crazy moon targets, who give you crazy theories, and once again, they have nothing to show for it except theories and arguments on Twitter or YouTube and theories and blogs. My point is, what matters is whatever you're doing doesn't result in money in your bank. If at the end of the day the answer is yes, then wonderful, keep doing that. You're a genius. If the answer is no, and you're still waiting for utility and institutional adoption to kick in, I frankly don't care what you have to say, because what matters for me in crypto-related activity is money in the bank. Does that translate into money in my bank account? If the answer is yes, that's what works. What can I say? So yeah, if you're a late market participant, be aware of the fact that you're buying coins like Bitcoin, for example, after roughly 100% pump from the bottom of 15K, and Ethereum over 100%, XRP pumped over like 230%. Currently, it's still up like roughly 100%. So just be aware of the fact that you're buying after big pumps, right? It means some of the coins they're pumped like 500 or 800% from the bottom. There are many coins still out there in the accumulation phase that are still dormant. Some of them will never wake up, but many of them will wake up. So I highly, highly suggest you join the $99 tier and throw little amounts of money into all of these altcoins. Even if it's $100 per coin, I highly suggest that you get those coins, because even if, like I said, 60% of them go to zero, the other 40% are going to deliver 50 to 100x profits and absolutely rocket your portfolio up in the euphoria stage. Another very important aspect to remember is that we have to be patient whether or not we like it. We cannot force the market to do what we want. We only can navigate it, right? Just because you want to have money this year, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. We have a lot of crazy targets out there. We've been hearing all year that Bitcoin is about to go to $250,000 this year. That is going to hit new all-time highs this year. The XRP is going to go to $10. The Ethereum is going to go to $20,000. That BNB is about to hit $2,000 or $3,000. Basically, we had a lot of crazy things being told this year. Throughout this entire year, I've been telling you that none of that is going to happen. And now there are only 3 months remaining in this year. And I'm telling you once again that in the remaining 3 months, nothing's going to happen. People are already shifting their focus to Q1 of next year or Q2 of next year. The point basically being that, yes, of course, I do believe absolutely that eventually the markets will pump and we'll make a lot of money, and that the euphoria phase will kick in, and that basically we'll have wonderful profits. I'm just trying to manage expectations. I just don't believe that it's going to happen in the next 3 months, right? Something that we have to be aware of so that you're not disappointed, so that you're not buying at the outside of the accumulation phase once the coins have already pumped hard. Make sure that you stick to the plan. Make sure that you stay disciplined. My last post on Patreon is also the Millionaire Spreadsheet, which is basically a plan I've written out in a Word document. It only costs $5. Once again, I highly suggest that everybody gets it. Anybody in this world can afford it. Literally $5, right? So you join the Patreon, you check out the latest post, and it gives you every single coin that I've diversified into, the percentage that I've diversified into this coin. You will see which buy for every single coin has already been executed, entry for every single coin, and to exit and take profit for every single coin, right? I highly suggest that you get it, print it out, and follow that thing religiously, because that's exactly what has changed my life in the last 2 cycles, and I'm using that same method, a little bit tweaked, in this cycle. For example, one of the things that's tweaked is that in the past cycle, what I would do is I would wait for huge crashes, and I would start adding more money the lower the market goes. But then I realized that you're not going to get all the entries, so you miss out with more money. So let's say, for example, if you put in 5K after 80% crash, then 5K after 90% crash, and then 10K after 95% crash, but then the 95% crash never came. you just missed out with 10K entry. So I decided that, for example, all the entries are going to be equal. That way, you have more money in the market. And that way, even if you don't get all the entries, you make more money once the euphoria phase kicks in, right? Let's see, what else can I say? I think that's pretty much, I've said everything that's possible to say. Please kind of put a like while you're here, my friends. Remember, very important factors. Do not force entries in the current market conditions. What I'm doing is very simple and straightforward. I'm holding all the wonderful entries that I have that have been bought in accumulation phase after massive crashes only at new lows. And I'm going to hold no matter what happens in this world. And I'm going to stay positive, and I'm going to wait till the euphoria phase kicks in, and it's eventually going to kick in, and I'm going to sell there. But that being said, I'm not adding anything to my portfolio. I will only add at new lows. That means that Bitcoin would have to break below 15K and preferably 10K. XRP would have to go below 30 cents and much lower. Ethereum would have to go below $900, and many other coins would have to go lower. For me personally, it really does not matter if it's going to happen or not. My plan has always been, right from this crash, when the Million spreadsheet was published, anybody who has it, especially from the beginning, knows the targets have been right there from the start. It's very simple. I just buy at the targets. The targets were there based on percentage right from the get-go. So if I don't get the targets, I don't buy. The targets from here on out are only if we see new lows, right? And that's what I'm going to buy if we get those entries. If not, I already have wonderful entries. There's absolutely no reason for me to force entries and experience fear of missing out, FOMO, in the markets, right? That's already agreed. You should not have all your money in the market anyway. So I'm holding what I have. If the market gives me opportunities, I would love to see further crashes. I would love to buy there. Of course, if we see further crashes, the narrative is going to be that it's the end of crypto. This is the depression 2.0, and this is the Fed recession. You're going to see your favorite YouTubers talking about basically that this is the bubble everybody's been waiting for. This is the greatest financial crisis of all time. Basically, you're going to have a lot of very scary narratives out there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute them. Absolutely ignore them, and I'm going to follow my plan to keep dollar cost averaging in accordance with my strategy. That's what I have done twice in the past, and this has worked very well. During the COVID crash, before that, during the China bans, when basically everybody was saying that crypto is going to zero, Bitcoin is never going to pump to new all-time highs and all that good stuff. That's when I was buying, when the fear was very rife and when the fear narrative was very effective. The fear narrative is always very effective because market makers and institutional people who are dumping consistent in retail and manipulating them and manipulating prices, they have to make sure that after huge crashes, you're not buying because they're buying there. If they start giving wonderful news and tell you that everything is wonderful, you're going to buy and move the price up. They don't want to buy there because you're too high up. They're going to be telling you that everything is great after coins have pumped very hard. They're going to be talking about green candles and how everything is up, and your household names are going to be advertising coins, and that's when they'll silently be dumping on you. These are the kind of things you have to be aware of. Either way, let's see what you're saying, my friends. Feeling bullish for Q4 and Q1. Cam Solo, awesome, brother. BKB saying good morning, brother. Johannes Mado T saying peace and blessings. Been watching you since day one. That's awesome, my friend. You must be an OG. PS Crypto saying higher up. Hello, brother. Johannes Mado T watching in Dubai. Are you also in Dubai? Do you live here, or did you come for a holiday? Oh, my friend Rafael Allah is here. He's saying higher up. Are you having a good Sunday? Absolutely, my friend. I'm having a wonderful Sunday. I had a great day with my family. Now I'm back home. Views on Bruce said hi. Just jumped in. Question: what will drive the value of XRP up? No CBDC and sidechain won't help. BTC. Interested. Thank you. Views on Bruce. Thank you. That's a wonderful question. So basically, a lot of people believe that the value of XRP will be pushed by the derivatives market or utility or institutional adoption or its use case, the fact that it's going to be used and all that, which is complete nonsense. Just like with XRP and any other coin out there that pumps us based on utility use case, not just XRP. Let's talk about every single utility coin out there. Every single time, the coins have been driven only by FOMO, fear of missing out, people clicking the buy button and creating bigger buy balls and sell walls. That's it. Proof positive of that is very simple. If you open the XRP chart and then you attach the utility news back in 2017 and 18 and 19 and 2020, how many banks Ripple partnered with who started using XRP, like MoneyGram, all that stuff. Basically, when you really incorporate all the utility things, you'll see that basically the utility narrative is always there, but what the price does of XRP and other coins is that they pump with Bitcoin and the rest of the coins, and then they crash very hard and much harder than Bitcoin, as much as 99%. For example, XRP crashed 97% back in the 2018 cycle. And you'll see that once again, if you attach what happens when it's down 97% is crashing, 97% of the utility and use case narratives are coming out, and that they're still growing the partnerships and onboarding more people, and nothing is changing, right? So you can tell that the utility and people, and basically people who base price action on fundamentals, have no idea what they're talking about, because simply what I just told you, if you take all the use cases and utility and apply it on the chart, you can see this complete claptrap that's used to create holders, so that basically they can get dumped on, right? So it's going to be driven, just like all the other coins out there, by speculation, right? So when there's going to be basically news everywhere and green candles coming in and everything is positive, wonderful, people are going to flock, just like as they always have. Retail is going to flock onto exchanges and start buying coins, because they want to miss out, right? They want to make money. It's like easy money, basically. So it has happened several times in the past, and it's going to happen again because of just human nature. We're kind of trading human emotions out there, right? And then what happens is basically these headlines and news and whatnot, they drill into your head that buy the dip, bull market, this guy became a millionaire, everything's pumping hard, you're missing out. You can turn $10,000 into $500,000, just like this dude did. But the problem is nobody's looking at facts and nobody knows what they're doing, and they're getting hurt because guys were buying, before the 5,000% pump or 10,000% pump. When coins weren't moving and everybody was saying that crypto was dead, like now, right? Like imagine what's going to happen if we, for example, did drop lower. We're going to have people saying this recession, depression 2.0, the end of crypto, Bitcoin is dead, Ethereum is dead, XRP is dead. Perfect time to buy, right? Just like during the FTX collapse. Simply, prices have always been driven by speculation for XRP and other speculative assets. That's basically every single coin in crypto. And until that really changes based on regulation and, traditional adoption of traditional markets, that's going to be the case every single time. The best utility coins out there, some of them pump really hard, like thousands of percent, and then they dump like 95 to 99% every single time before pumping hard again and then dumping hard again. If there was utility and use cases, that wouldn't be happening, right? That just shows you that it's driven by speculation and emotion. So, fear of missing out, everybody buying, and then everybody getting scared and selling. And then you see what the asset is really worth, what the belief system really is of holders who hold the coin, right? So you see the floor, and the floor is growing little by little. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. International Crypto Asset Ninja saying, happy weekend, Rob. Hope your day's been good. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Hope you've been well too. Carlos Lozano saying, hi, Rob. I know you don't worry too much about timing, but mainly play by percentages. That's right, Carlos. But if you had to give an opinion, when would you roughly expect a top for the market? A top? That's a good question, my friend. That's a very good question. I'm not going to venture to answer that right now. As you said yourself, I mainly base what I do on percentages, and the time frame is a rough estimate and secondary metric that I apply. And if it coincides together with percentages, that happens sometimes. It's happened twice in the last cycles, and so far it's happening in this cycle. And if it happens once again, it's something that I'm going to point out, and basically it's going to be another confirmation that it's time to sell. I'm not going to venture to answer that. What I'm going to say right now is basically when a lot of coins out there are up 1,000 to 10,000%. We're talking about basically blue chips, and a lot of new coins have entered basically the top 100 coins in coin market cap, and a lot of other coins have been displaced and are below $100 market cap, and many other coins out there have basically have market caps of like in the billions and in the tens of billions. That's when we'll know that it's peak euphoria stage and it's time to sell. I do have an idea, of course, in my head and rough estimates, but I do not want to voice it, because if I'm going to start saying it, then if you miss a time frame, people will start saying that it didn't work. One of the worst things about time frames is this: when you have a perfectly great plan that's working just fine and everything is wonderful, and then you put a time frame on it, and then the time frame doesn't work, so now you think that the whole plan is not going to work, and then let's say it works so 1 year later pretty much perfectly, or just very well, or roughly, and basically everything is wonderful, but you gave up on it, or you're thinking you're wrong because you put a time frame on it. So I do have an understanding, a rough estimate, and maybe when it's time, I will start pointing it out and talking about it. Right now, I do not feel that's the case. Right now, I feel that what we have to pay attention to is that coins have dropped a lot. Some of them are currently still in the accumulation phase. Some of them are already out of the accumulation phase. And this is the time when whatever you have bought much lower, when the market was lower and Bitcoin was around 15K, that you hold that and you remain patient waiting for euphoria phase to kick in. And the fact that the market is currently building higher highs and higher lows, most importantly, higher lows, and that they're currently holding. Because if they don't hold, the cycle is going to extend. And a lot of people have a problem with that because they don't want to wait longer. I personally do not, because I would rather see, like, preferably all of my entries in the Million spreadsheet filled, because that means I would have more exposure to the market and therefore have a lot more money and greater ROI in euphoria phase. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. All I can say right now that despite what I want, it's not what I want, it's what the market is doing. It looks like the market right now, there's no technical proof that it's going to happen. If we stick strictly to GA, higher lows and higher highs are being made and higher lows are being respected. The time frame is roughly there. Bitcoin and the rough percentages are there. Bitcoin dropped roughly 80% as always in roughly 400 days. And since then, it's been making higher highs and higher lows, and those higher lows are being respected. That's what we know for now, and that's what we have to concentrate on. Thomas Horton, thank you, brother. Happy Sunday to you too. Nico Smith is saying, Rob, do you think we will see an XRP bull run before end of year? Bull run, not bull market, bull run. A very good question. I personally, it's like, Nico Smith, that's such a good question, brother, because these short time frames, like 3 months, is very difficult to say. It's very difficult to say. I don't know. I really don't know. If somebody pointed a gun to my head and told me give an answer, I would probably say no. I would probably say no. But I may be wrong. Either way, I can tell you that I hold what I personally consider to be a lot of XRP, and I will continue to hold it. I'm not selling or buying at these prices, but if we see much lower prices and new lows, I will buy XRP and swing trade it, and I will hold XRP because I definitely do believe that XRP is going to be much higher in the euphoria phase. All I have to do is be patient. So yeah, that's that. Please kind of put a like while you're here, my friends. I know that respectfully, my friend, that Nico, that for everyone, the when moon question is very important. So basically, you just ask one, basically kind of like a when moon question, right? And the when moon question is the question that everybody wants to answer to, and nobody has the answer to that. And if they tell you that they have 100% solid answer to that, they're lying through their teeth. Nobody knows, and time frames are it's definitely not a metric that you want to measure the market with, especially if it's a primary metric of yours. I use percentages religiously because for me, so far, I've learned that fibs are nonsense. They work, sometimes they don't work. That basically supports, resistances, Elliott waves, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I've learned that what works very well is that you wait for huge crashes with rough estimates in terms of percentages. You dollar cost average at new lows. You diversify. You remain patient, having a rough understanding of what basically how long you have to wait, give or take. You start seeing higher highs and higher lows. That's exactly what's happening right now. You wait for percentages to be high enough to start laddering out, setting trailing take profits, and taking profits and getting out of the market. Very simple and straightforward. There's no reason to complicate it. We just have to be patient, Nico. We just have to be patient, Crypto Thundercat is saying, good morning, Rob. Good morning, brother. Saying, thanks for sharing your market views. Question, could you quantify the importance of using trailing stop losses with limit orders on scale of 1 to 10 versus limit orders only? Okay, my friend, look, good question. What I refer to that personally as trailing take profits, right? Stop loss is a very different thing. Like, stop loss is not something that I use really. Stop loss is the reason why I don't use stop losses is because when I was starting out in crypto, it simply stops you out of certain things. Let's say you place the stop loss too high. What happens is that coin drops literally 2% below your stop loss and then takes off hard, and now you're left behind, right? That's why I don't use stop losses. There are two things I don't do basically is use stop losses right now or short. I never short. So To answer your question, what I call trailing take profits, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, it's incredibly important to do once basically euphoria phases here. Currently, it's not important because some coins are still in the accumulation phase. Maybe the coins that we have in our portfolio will drop lower and we'll be able to accumulate them more. It's very important once basically euphoria phase is hit, once the market has developed, once we're coming to the end of the cycle, and many coins are up 1,000 to 10,000%, and some coins are up even more. Then you look at the portfolio, you look at the expectations that you had, you look at the price targets that you had, and you tell yourself, okay, it looks like many coins didn't go as high as I wanted them to go. It looks like the chances of that happening are not very high. I have to be realistic. Currently, let's say a coin that I wanted to be up 5,000% is up 500%. So I'm going to put the trailing take profit, let's say at 250%. Maybe it will go higher before everything collapses. So I'll raise it back to 500% when it goes higher. But maybe it won't happen. So I'm going to get out with 250% profit for sure. And then maybe let's say some coin that you wanted to do 3,000% is up 1,500%. You set a trailing take profit, let's say at 1,200%. If it goes higher, you keep raising it, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is that at a certain point in the market is going to start pumping and it's going to drop very hard. And Bitcoin is going to crash roughly 80% and more once again. And altcoins are going to drop as hard as 80% and 99%. And some coins are going to go to zero and die. So that being the case, it's very crucial to place trailing take profits there, swallow your pride, realize that there's this thing called reality, and that despite price targets not hitting, you still just made insane money. And if you even take such things as 500% profit, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% profits on coins, or 1,200% profits on coins, right? That you just outperformed the majority of market participants, and that you did fantastically well. And that all you need now is another cycle to make crazy money once again, right? To become a millionaire. So I hope I'm answering your question, my friend. Cryptotonic Cat. Yeah, so I hope I'm answering your question, my friend. Let me know if I'm getting your question right. It's incredibly important, because I guarantee, like, one of the things what also a lot of people don't like me, right, is because if you have the millionaire spreadsheet, you know that we have targets for coins. But right from the beginning, I also been saying when the time comes, we're going to be saying trailing take profits, right? And many people get very upset over that, right? The reason being because everybody expects some kind of profit in crypto or speculative markets. It simply does not exist. It has never existed, and it's never going to exist because there are no profits in existence. We're all mere human beings, right? And everything I do, I base on likelihood of something happening, percentages, and math, basically, and technical analysis. And you have to understand, and I can tell this from market experience, that yes, we're definitely going to call some targets well. Some coins are probably going to outperform our targets. Like, for example, BNB in the last cycle outperformed my expectations. I expected it to be maximum $500. It went to wanted to go to like 680 or something. So the point I'm trying to make is, what happens if your plan doesn't go in accordance to plan? And you probably live this life, as a human being, that very often plans don't go the way they're supposed to go. But what happens? What's the plan B? You have to have a plan B, right? Trailing take profit, very, very, very important. So let's say a target doesn't hit. Let's say you expected the coin to bump 5,000%, but it's only up 1,800%, and the market is looking toppy. I mean, come on, 1,800% is still amazing. It does not matter, unless, of course, you're a kid on crypto Twitter, right? Unless what matters to you is arguing on crypto Twitter and being basically a LARP and just talking about this insignificant kiddish stuff, then it's a different thing. But if you're here to make money and change your life, let's be honest, it really doesn't, like, of course it matters, but my point is, if you didn't get a 5,000% profit, but you got, let's say, a 1,800% profit and the market is looking toppy, you lock that in, because 1,800% profit, wow, that is rare in something like the stock market. You would have to buy some amazing company like Tesla, very low, wait for years and years and years and years on end to make something like 2,000% profit, right? So you would have to buy top stocks and hold it for half your life, with many stocks to make something like 2,000% profit. So you have to understand that perfection is a lie, and trailing take profits are there because we as human beings are going to mess up, and some targets are not going to be hit. And because we know that, because we're intelligent enough to understand that, we're going to have trailing take profits. And that's going to guarantee that no matter what happens in the market, we're going to get out with great profits. Whereas many people are going to leave a lot of money on the table. There are going to be so many people in the cycle, just like in the last 2-3 cycles, that are going to be staring at the screen and seeing their coin, for example, up 3,000%, and they're not selling because they want it to go up 5,000%. And then they keep holding as the coin keeps crashing, and now it's no longer up 3,000%. Now it's down 50% from their entry, right, or more. A lot of people have done it in the past, and a lot of people are going to do that in the future. The only way to guarantee that does not happen is having a trailing take profit. Once it's hit, you fully get out of the coin. You do not buy back. You do not buy the dip. You only buy back and rotate profits after major crashes as much as 80 to 99% in the accumulation phase. You do not rotate profits into laggards because laggards are statistically most likely just poor performers that are not going to move and just going to crash. So never rotate profits once you sold a coin in the 4-day phase. Cheers, Crypto Thundercat. Right, my friends, we'll be on for 36 minutes. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. I really appreciate your time. As always, please kind of put a like. If basically you would want to know basically what I'm doing exactly with coins and all that, you can join my private group. The link is right there. If you're on Twitter, you can always send me a DM or something, or write or tweet on Twitter, and we can interact there. And I'll catch you guys in the next live. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, my friends, don't force entries. And simply hold the amazing entries that we already have, but do not, for the life of me, force entries. Please do not force entries, because the rule is while dividing the loss. Remember that we have amazing entries right now because we're patient enough and believed in our system to wait for major crashes to buy coins after major crashes, right? And whether or not they come now and we'll get more entries, it does not matter. We already have fantastic entries, right? And if we have to have more entries, they can only be better. Do not force entries, my friends. Hold what we have, but do not force entries. If you really terribly want to buy some coins, join the $99 tier, buy some of the coins there. But please do not force entries on Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum, stuff like that, or BNB, or Doge, basically. So yeah, all right. Love you, friends. Arcane Wealth is saying, popping in to say thank you, Rob, for your tireless work in helping the community. For everyone considering whether the Patreon is worth it, it is. Thank you, Arcane Wealth. I really appreciate the shout out. Thank you for saying that the Patreon is worth it. Thank you, brother. Have a wonderful day, Arcane Wealth, and everybody else. Crypto Thundercat, Carlos, International Crypto Asset Ninja. Who else we got here? User, Bruce, Rafael, Allah, my friend, BKB, everyone. Everybody, all my friends are going to be watching afterwards. Let's say Gabonito, my friend, William, God, the football, I don't remember your name, but basically something with football. Yeah. Talk to you later, my friends. Bye-bye.